Hello, Miss Noor Ain. Welcome to Group 6 presentation. I am Sharmalin, the group leader of Group 6, and these are my team members: Christina, Doa, Hakim, Yin, myself Sharmalin, Vinita, Tom, and Yatish. Now let's talk about Plan 1 Sustainable Transportation. Plan 1, Part 1 Sustainable Transportation. Sustainable transportation is sometimes known as green transportation, and it is any form of transport that does not use or rely on dwindling natural resources. Sustainable transportation refers to any means of transportation that is green and has low impact on the environment. Sustainable transportation is also about balancing our current and future needs. The main aim of the green transportation is to reduce or cut the amount of gas emission, which leads to decrease in pollution rates. Most of the green transportation modes are made from low-cost materials and it's using low-cost energy. There are types of green transportation: walking, bike, car with eco-fuel, carpool, taxi with eco-fuel, bus with eco-fuel, tram and train. Part 1.1 object. Now let's talk about the objective. Objective number 1 is community and environment quality. Provide transportation infrastructure and service that enhance the quality of life as well as the quality of the natural environment. Now, objective number 2, mobility. Provide for the safe, convenient and accessible movement of people and goods towards the city for all modes of travel and all people. Objective number 3, sustainability, affordability. Provide transportation infrastructures and services in a manner that is efficient and cost effective, making the best using of available resources. Now I would pass the next slide to my group mate Christina.
Now I would like to talk about beneficiaries of sustainable transportation. First of all, health and environment benefits. This helps reduce the air pollution around the world. It also helps individuals have more exercise in their daily lives. Second, economic savings. More sustainable transportation does not cause wear to highways. So in this case, government do not need to spend more money to fix roads or traffic lights and etc. Individuals won't also have to spend a handful of money on transportation. Third, traffic congestions. Sustainable transportation such as carpooling and mass transits help reduce traffic on the road. This also causes fewer accidents. Now I would like to pass the presentation to my team member Vinita.
Okay, now I'm going to talk about nation policies of sustainable transportation. This is existing initiative. The first one is National Land Public Transport Master Plan. This was launched by the Land Public Transport Commission in 2012. It gives focus on urban rail such as MRT, LRT and monorail. This is also the LRT project also have been set to begin operation in August 2020 that will connect Bandar Utama and Johan Setia. The Kuala Lumpur district area also introduced free bus service for people who travel with commuters. The second one is National Biofuel Policy. It was introduced in 2006 and it supplies the energy demand for transport sector using biodiesel as a source of alternative fuel. The third one is National Automotive Policy. It was introduced in 2006 and transforming the domestic automotive industry. The second point is way forward of initiative in future. The first one is strengthening the governance structure in green transportations. The existing governance framework in transformation will be analyzed to entrust collaborations of government agencies. And also government can provide additional support in form of energy efficiency database that include information on best practice and tools for good operators. The second is ride sharing and e-hailing. This is the increases of ride sharing and e-hailing services, and these services have bring a new mode of efficient public transport which substantially change the way urbanities commutes. The third one is economic instrument. Transport Department JPJ is currently working on enhancing the current road tax system by incorporating a mechanism which considered the green engine. The enhanced road tax system will be rolled in places based on vehicle types. Now I will pass the next slide to my group member, Seotong.
Now we're going to talk about part 1.4 outcome. The first outcome is public transport. By using public transport, it is more convenient for citizens and also tourists that travel through Malaysia. The second point, it can lower down the producing of carbon monoxide that is harmful for the earth and the living on earth. And the third, it can lower down expense of transportation for everyone that are going around in the city without driving but using public transport. The second one, bike lane and bike sharing. Citizens can be more happier by using the bike lane and bike sharing because they can use it as transportation and also exercise at the same time, so they don't need to use any fuel without producing any harmful substances. And it is more safer from driving because if having a bike lane, they have their own lane that is separate from the main street to avoid vehicles. And the third one is green vehicles. They are environment-friendly vehicles that produce low carbon monoxide that are harmful. And it can lower down the expense for drivers that are driving car because the green vehicles are using rechargeable electric so that they don't need to use any fuel. And this is the end of Plan 1. Now I'm going to pass Plan 2 to my groupmate Yatish.
Now I'd like to talk about Plan 2 Sustainable Resources. Plan 2 Sustainable Resources is a resources that can be continuously replenished, or there is an endless amount of it that can be captured or harnessed and useful toward providing energy without there being a decrease in supply. The example of sustainable resources: renewable resources, water, wind, wood, and sun and wave energy. Non-renewable resources: fossil fuel, gas, oil, and coal. Why sustainable resources is important? Because of environmental quality. In order to have healthy communities, we need clean air, natural resources, non-toxic resources. Now I'd like to pass my presentation to my team member, Kim.
Okay, the Plan 2.1 objective of sustainable resources recycling. Saving energy, we can save our energy consumption by recycling instead of using them by making a new product from scratch. Preserve resource, by preserving our resource, we can consume less precious and natural resources. Reducing pollution, recycling can reduce pollution, which is good for our environment, our health, the change of climate, and the environment for natural habitat and wildlife. Cutting waste disposal costs. Waste disposal costs can be cut by recycle our waste instead of using our money for disposing our waste. Creating a job opportunity. Recycling can create a job opportunity by hiring people to sort and distributing and collect the recycled item, while other positions like scientists and designers can be employed to create more new recycled products and new ways to recycle them. And the last one is reducing trash in landfill. We can reduce the landfill site and use the land for other development like recreational park and art, etc. And I would like to pass another slide to my fellow member Christina.
Now I would like to talk about beneficiaries of sustainable resources. Number 1, conserve natural resources. With conserving natural resources, new resources do not have to be exploited. This also helps conserve natural resources such as water, minerals, coals, oil, gas, and timber. Next, reduce the size of landfills. It does reduce the strain on our environment. It also helps to keep the pollution in check and decrease it little by little. Last but not least, reduces greenhouse gas emissions. It saves energy, which results in less greenhouse gas emissions. This also reduces global warming happening around the world. Now, I would like to pass my presentation to my group member, Yin.
Now I'm going to talk about Plan 2.3 Malaysia policies. The first one, conserving the natural resources around the world. As the recycled materials can turn into something more useful, such as plastic bottle turn into flower pot. In the same time, recycling can help to preserve vital raw materials and protect natural habitat and wildlife, such as sea turtle and tigers. Next, saving energy. Energy intensive to reuse old materials that already been processed and prepared by the industrial, and it also, because recycling is a good to save energy, it also cut down the greenhouse gas emission such as carbon monoxide. Third, protecting the environment. Recycling can help the world to reduce the air, water, and land pollution. Next, recycling also can be helping to slow down the climate change, also known as the rain, as it helps to reduce the greenhouse effect. Next is reducing the landfill. The good thing about recycling is that it can be reduced the need to create more landfill sites in the future. The last one, creating jobs. Recycling companies employ people to collect recycling items and sort used items. Next, I'm going to pass the presentation to my fellow teammates, Doa.
And now I would like to talk about Plan 2.4 outcome. First, decrease in the greenhouse effect and global warming. Recycling helps reducing greenhouse effects and global warming by makes a decrease in the amount of greenhouse gases emitted. Second, reduces the need for extracting, refining, and processing raw materials. Thirdly, it saves energy. And lastly, reduces the amount of waste sent to landfills and incinerators. Increase in job opportunities. Jobs are provided for people in recycling industries. Also, which means by recycling, when waste is collected, there is more work for employees to do after that. So that this increases the job opportunities. So thirdly, raising awareness of the importance of recycling. Encourages community to participate in recycling. Secondly, from our start of generations are following the cleaning methods, the young people can learn from the others so that they can improve the future environment. Okay, now I would like to pass my presentation to teammate Christina.
Last but not least, I would like to talk about the overall conclusion. With this, Malaysian citizens should work together in order to make Malaysia great again. We should also learn how to conserve more of the world so that the future generations can enjoy the beauty of it. The human population will also live a far more healthier and happier lifestyle with all these sustainable resources and sustainable transportation. With sustainable transportation and sustainable resources, we can contribute good things to our city, health, and environment. That's the end of our presentation.
This is the end of our presentation slide. Thank you for listening for our presentation slides.
Thank you.